but I never thought I could make like a career out of art. And I wasn't even like that good at drawing to begin with. We got kicked out of the Apple Visitor Park. This is like the secret sauce maybe, because I don't share the complete origin. So I'm excited to share with you guys.
Our very first guest of the podcast, Curtis Ying.
The man himself.
No.
The king.
Founder
Ying.
Founder of Exhilo, an apparel company geared towards creators, and also a man who landed his dream job at Adobe. Curtis, if you could give us a little introduction on your brand, and that can lead in to how we all met.
Yeah. If we go back to like when I was a kid, like I loved doodling. So I would even doodle on all the napkins at all the restaurants my parents would take me to. And it was just this contagious love for, drawing and being visually inspired. Like when I put pen to paper, it's like there's so much like spontaneity, like spontaneous acts that happen when you're like even drawing Boba Fett for like the 100th time as a kid. Like something's a little different. It looks a little sharper on the edges, or it's a little thicker on the helmet. But I always loved it, but I never thought I could make like a career out of art. Because it was like the joke was like, oh, you're gonna become a starving artist, Curtis. Like what do you what can you do with art? And I wasn't even like that good at drawing to begin with. It was just all doodles, So I struggled with like figuring out like what my calling was or my passion or what I could do to actually make actual money. And so when my cousin sat me down and showed me Adobe Illustrator for the first time, like that blew my mind because I didn't know that you could do digital art, but not only that, but you could create perfect circles, right? Like with a program, like a software like Adobe Illustrator, whereas like my drawings like lacked a lot of depth and like shading and whatever, like I couldn't make money out of that. But I realized I could get better at these softwares and like actually become a graphic designer. So that's what I did. I went straight into graphic design with a Bachelor of Arts in graphic design and a minor in photography at San Jose State University. And then like from there, like my love for psychology and design made an easy pivot into UX design. So product design, and like that kind of bled into, what you talked about with like Adobe and my route going to Adobe. But it's always started with like this passion, this love for drawing and creating and being visually stimulated by the spontaneous acts of like design, from graphic design into like product design.
Where did this love of illustration come
Just
from?
random. It just came out of nowhere.
That's a good question. Like I grew up loving watching Star Wars. So like the fourth, fifth, and sixth movies, it was just something that felt natural, right? Like school was super boring. Like struggled with school all the time. But like you get all these worksheets from school, so I'm like doodling on all the sides, of the homework assignment, because it's like my way to get away, and escape and like to enjoy my time there at school, even though it was hard.
It sounds like it was already in you, and you just already knew your lane, right?
Yeah, it's like intrinsic. I feel like everyone's creative, Like that's why I love building the creative community, My mom actually took me to like a lot of those like art classes during the summer, to have, just kind of throw me somewhere and give me some space to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
So I took like this cartoon drawing class like 2 times, for like 2 years or whatnot. I wasn't like, still didn't make me good, but
yeah,
I think like there was some kind of cartoon and some kind of instruction that I got as a kid too, which helped.
How old were you?
I was probably like 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 5 and 6, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, you just got to doodle, as a kid. You draw those big eyes, big oval eyes, and you put eyelashes. And you put
I was just doing stick figures for the past 20 years. So
honestly,
definitely a big upgrade.
Stick figures like do a good job communicating, the idea.
Yeah. As a follow-up question to that too, so it sounds like most of your childhood to like teenage years, you started kind of honing that. But the aspect of, because we talk a lot about community and like, just having others around us who have the same passions and stuff like that. Did you feel like you had, because you were about to get into like your friends and stuff like that. Were you kind of mostly in your lane by yourself, or did you already have people in your circle that were doing the same thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Because I was thinking about that recently and how when I started this like creative community, this Exhilo creative meetups, like it wasn't that I was lacking that. I felt like I actually had a great support system. Like I met a lot of designers from school when I was, going to school and studying graphic design. I met all these friends. And then like from church, I met a lot of friends and community from there. It was actually when I talked to a friend and hung out with him, and he's a graphic designer as well, that he actually had admitted to me that I was one of the few graphic designers and artists that he knew in his life, which really struck a chord because I was like, oh, like I feel really privileged and blessed to like know more than like 10 designers that I can relate to. But this guy's telling me that like I'm one of the only people that he knows that is in that creative art, passionate field.
Yeah. Dude. And I think in more ways than one, like you like led by example and you influenced a whole lot of people in your community. And I'm sure we're going to get into it, but without him, we wouldn't have all met each other.
Yeah.
Like this, you started an amazing community, whole lot came out of it. And, yeah, we're super thankful for you sparking that.
Yeah. That's a blessing. Like, I don't think I can take full credit for it. Like, it's you guys showing up and being there. But I also think there's just deeper meaning behind like why you guys are here together. Like, it was just kind of providing that time and space. So I'm glad you guys like showed up and like met each other.
This is the perfect time to talk about how we all met each other. And it started with me meeting Curtis at PayPal Park. He had a pop-up. And I brushed against one of his sweaters, and it was the softest, to this day, the softest sweater that I've ever felt. Just brushed against it. I'm like, dude, I don't know what brand this is. I want this sweatshirt. It was like, it was the middle of June too. Yeah, like super soft. So I went around the corner and I see Curtis, and I think there was someone else working with you too. And I saw your, you know, the all the signage and stuff, and it said for creators. I was like, hey, this is my kind of brand, right? I've never seen a clothing brand specifically catered to creators, creatives, artists, stuff like that. This is completely new to me. On top of the fact that this was really high quality apparel. So I ended up buying this hat back in 2022.
Represent.
Yeah, this is the OG. I don't even think you can get any more. This is probably
rare collection.
It's done, limited edition
Artifact. $1,000, guys.
Yeah, actually.
Gotta get your autograph like right here.
Like you can't bring it back?
Possible.
Possible?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you want it, Anthony, I'll bring it back.
So what you're saying is that if you didn't brush up against that sweater, this podcast wouldn't exist.
Exactly. Wow. It was all just that sweater.
Dude, it's crazy. It's like, it goes to show like I should just like put sweaters in like all the alleys and every walkway, you know, it's like I can meet more people like James.
Spark more things.
And I think we exchanged some words briefly. I just introduced myself and introduced my wife. She actually got a shirt. And then after that, it was kind of like, okay, I met that guy. And then a couple months later, I think in October, you posted the very first meetup, and it was at a coffee shop in Campbell. And I thought, hey, I met that guy. He seemed pretty cool, but I didn't know anyone else, right? I'm not the most outgoing person. I almost actually didn't go. Like I was about to walk out the door. I was like, I don't know, man. Like I really got to get some work done.
And then this
Maybe I'll just stay home.
Have existed.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
That's crazy.
But I ended up forcing myself out the door, got in my car, showed up, and then it was like 4 people. It was you, Dre, what's her name? Madeline and Tim.
Yeah.
And then I think Anna.
Yeah.
It was just them just around this table. Dre's wearing this bright orange, yellow jacket.
As he always does.
Classic Dre.
Yellow beanie. Shout out to Dre. Lemonade.
Gotta get him on.
Yeah. And then that was it. That was the very first meetup back in 2022. And then just after a while, started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And like seeing it expand in that way. I don't know. How did you feel? Because I know how I felt coming to, each meetup after that. But how did you feel when you started to see it get bigger and bigger? What was your reaction to that?
Yeah. But yeah, I love that you're so courageous to even go to like a meetup that you only knew me, but you only knew me for 5 minutes at that PayPal Park pop up. So that's crazy. I kind of want to know like more later as to like, why you still wanted to go, even though we barely knew each other and you walked through the doors and the rest is history, which is awesome. But yeah, going to your question, like, yeah, as it was getting bigger, I remember there was a moment where we were at, so that coffee shop that you mentioned was a living room coffee craft, right? In Campbell, super awesome shop. And we did another one, and this was probably like I don't remember, like Creative Meetup 10 or 12 or something like that, where we had a bunch of people come. We actually, like, it was just like packed. So we kind of like, we felt bad because the coffee shop was usually packed already, but we brought our own posse, all these creative people coming and networking and hanging out and such. And so I remember like distinctively, like, I was looking at Jason. Jason's one of the Exhilo Creative Meetups leaders, the core team leader. And we were just like, our faces were just like shocked. Like, we don't really know what to do with all these people just like running around. and we're just like bombarding a coffee shop. So we feel
what
like
have we created?
yeah,
What have we made?
yeah, it was like kind of exciting because it's like, oh my God, there's so many people. And then also a lot of friends that I've met over the years to be able to see them and talk to them. But it was just this constant wave of like, oh my God, like what's going on here? Like there's just too much energy and excitement going on. So there were times where we discussed like, oh my God, like what are we going to do if it gets bigger, you know?
Yeah. There were times when it was like hitting critical mass and like it was hitting capacity. It felt like for certain venues, like Apple Park in Cupertino.
Oh yeah.
There's a coffee shop at the visitor center. Yeah. And we had a couple meetups there and it was just like a wave of people like in the center of the coffee shop. And I'm just curious how you guys dealt with that because did you get in touch with them?
Yeah.
And did you let them know, or
it's a
did
funny
you just
story.
like flash mob?
Like surprise flash mob.
Yeah, they didn't really like expect it. So the first couple times we went, it was all chill. We were going in early. Me and Jason, we were just like taking the tables. But the thing is, like, the problem is like the Apple Visitor Park, like there's a lot of people that come from like all over, like people from China or the Philippines, and they got bus tours, and so people come in, and it's like if we're taking up a lot of that cafe space. A lot of people can't sit and enjoy their coffee and whatnot. But the space is super beautiful, right? Like it's in Cupertino. And so we would go there a couple of times. We'd take all these tables with us, right? And then we'd kind of like look at the staff and be like, hey, is this cool? Is this all right? You know, and they're like, yeah, it's cool. Because they never really dealt with groups like us, just come into the cafe shop and just take all their tables. And we were doing that consistently for like a little bit, like maybe 3 or 4 meetups. And then we did this whole like we were doing like a Jason interview because he's a photographer, right? He's really integrated in this community, but we brought his professional camera and it was like on a big tripod and we like streamed it live on Instagram, and then we had like people sit and listen, and it was like his like kind of journey into like photography because he's like a full-time freelance photographer. He's super gifted. But we did this little panel kind of short interview and it was all inside the cafe of Apple. So you imagine like it's just like all these resources and cameras and plugins and laptops and all the tables we scooted away from everyone else. So after we did that, like, yeah, we talked to the staff, and the staff was like, hey, like, let's connect. Like, you know, you guys seem like you guys are a business, so let's connect and, you know, kind of like figure out what's the layout and the format. And we were like, all like, you know, like, are you sure we can like use the tables? And they were like really like encouraging, like, oh, that's great. You guys are bringing community, like keep doing it. Right. But it turns out like eventually, like it came to a point where they're just like, oh, we just need you guys to like use the outdoor space and not the indoor space because it's taking up all the tables and stuff. So it was just funny how like we as the team, like for the creative meetups, just talk about how we got basically kind of like kicked out of the Apple Visitor Park to take care of those little small tables that they had outside. It's not the same. I love the indoor way more, but I think they finally found a way to kind of, you know, round up us meddling kids, kind of get us outside and not like ruin the whole space on the inside.
Yeah, I remember when we moved outside. And people started bringing their instruments. So I think some guy brought his acoustic guitar. I think I brought the handpan with me to one meetup. And I think it was that meetup when we were outside, I was like, man, I wish there were like more musicians that came around. And fortunately, Jeremy and I met.
Around.
Yeah, exactly.
And I brought a ton of musicians.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, you were the one. So you had your acoustic guitar, I had my handpan, and we just had a jam session right there, just outside in the rain. That's when I knew I was like, okay, there's really something here. There's really something going on. Not only do you have designers, graphic designers, photographers, videographers, now the musicians are coming in, and now it's like this fully fleshed out, you know, circle of creativity. And I thought that was a really cool moment, you know, when that happened.
I've known Curtis for probably the longest time. I've known him for like 10 plus years because we went to SJSU together. And so from a distance, from social media perspective, like I was always seeing him do his thing when the brand started and then the meetup started. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But it wasn't until like 2 years later that someone from another networking group that I was at, we were just chopping it up. He's saying, hey, like I'm about to go to this creative thing, like, are you down? You're a musician, right? And then like, yeah, I'm about to. Like, what is it called? And then he said it's called Exhilo. I was like, well, hold up, I think I know this guy. I know this guy. And then he showed me, and then that was literally the day I met you guys. And I was like, yeah, like I've known this guy for like a minute now. But then to see you, like you're everywhere, bro. You're doing events, like you started your clothing brand, and the fact that like you met these guys. It's awesome. So we had our own full circle moment.
Yeah.
And so it's just really cool seeing like how it's evolved. And for me personally, from a friend level, like seeing you like in different seasons of life, and now you're just on such a like, I mean, you're doing your thing, man. And then seeing you get into Adobe, that's like the rest is history. But it's just so cool how like we all got connected just organically, right? That's what I love the most.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry. You know what's funny is I went to that San Jose Made actually trying to do like event videography and like just like take videos and just make cool promotional stuff. And I was really pushing for that and chasing that. And then I was also doing photos too. And then just by pursuing photo and pursuing video is how I ran into you. Yeah.
Dude, like the creative journey is aligning and kind of cross finding.
Yeah. That's what I think it's about. It's about that energy. Like you can say it's all woo woo and all that stuff, but it's just like our collective energy, direction, passion about what we do. That's what brought us in the same room together. Yeah. And I want to ask you about how you started Exhilo, why you started it, and what inspired you to start your brand. I know we talked about it briefly before, but I'd love to hear more about it.
Yeah. Like this is like the secret sauce maybe, because I don't share like the complete origin. So I'm excited to share with you guys like Exhilo. It's a made up word, right? But it's a portmanteau because it is kind of a mashing of words. There's this old Latin phrase and it's ex nihilo, or the phrase commonly known with ex nihilo is like creatio ex nihilo, which means creation from nothing. And it's basically this belief because it means creation from nothing, but as humans, we're not able to create from nothing. We need like lead in our pencils, right? We need like, what is it? Mud in our bricks? I think mud's in our, whatever. Yeah. Stuff in our bricks. Yeah, right. Like we need like pre-existent matter to create. So this whole like philosophy of like creatio ex nihilo, this old Latin phrase means, that it's like a belief that God created everything from nothing. So it's like that deep kind of theological belief. Like for me personally, growing up, like I grew up as Christian. And I still hold on to those beliefs. And like that actually drives me as to like why Exhilo is about creativity to begin with. It's like this kind of belief and like, knowing like I was created by God, or that belief that everyone is created by God, whether you guys subscribe to that or not. But that drives me because it's like, I've been created by a creator, and I think that's like really meaningful. Yeah, it's deep, right? It's like, like the author of creativity is God, and we're like a reflection of who God is, and we're a reflection of his creativity. So it's like, how can I kind of dive deeper into my relationship with God and also attribute my creative aspirations to God? Because I think not only just like creativity, I think like community is intrinsic. It's like in our DNA. And I think that's also part of a reflection of who God is. So I see it all like kind of like spiritual and symbolic and like impactful, and not just like the superficial, like, let's hang out and get together. But like, I feel like everyone has eternal worth.
How did the meetups come along? That very first one, right? It was just supposed to be like a study session or a work session.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly. It was like, I was hanging out with that friend I was telling you guys about, right? And he told me like he didn't have any other designer friends besides myself, which, struck that chord. And that's what kind of led me to thinking like, why don't I just leverage that network of creators that I do know, from school, from church, and from all walks of life, and from meetups and pop-ups. So like being able to bring that together, was a way for me to show that love to others. Like I want everyone to feel that like acceptance and that support, because I feel like a lot of like creators out there, like they might be wrestling with like isolation and insecurities. Like I read this quote like online, and it's just like, I think it was like some Instagram, like one of the creators of Instagram was talking about how like you see like the highest level of creativity on Instagram, you see like the most polished, most beautiful designs, right? But that actually like really discourages us as creators when we go in the platform and we see like the best of the best. So it doesn't encourage us to be bad at something and like to get bad until you're good. Yeah. And that encouragement was to like, how do we press into us being bad? Because you can't be good unless you are bad at something. And then you keep being bad until you're good, kind of a thing. That's like, there's that tenacity and passion that you could have. Yeah. But I think with like, social media platforms, it does kind of bring people down creates insecurities, creates like, am I good enough? Do I have enough likes in order to feel good enough?
Exactly. Have you ever gone through anything like that? You started to get pulled in the wrong directions at any point in your career when you thought like, oh, am I doing this for myself, or am I doing this just so I could get certain exposure here or a certain job or something like that?
I'd hate to admit it, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Yeah. There was this creative meetup that we did at Pebblebed. It was a VC company.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Pebblebed. It's in San Francisco. And we got connected from, I think it was like Jason. Jason knew somebody. So we were doing the event here, and we're trying to round up a lot of people to go, and we're trying to like make it a very like valuable experience. I remember that time I was like still job searching, and I wanted to get a job at Adobe. And during that time, it's like a frantic, like I'm just going to try to do like network as much as possible, try to do like speaking events, try to do, whatever it takes to get more exposure towards Adobe. So I actually, I feel terrible. I put in the agenda a demo, doing a demo for Adobe Express, one of the products that Adobe has. And it was a little forced. So like in that event, I don't know if you remember, but like people weren't really engaged, and they were kind of just chatting and whatever. And I was just trying to get through this demo to share like how cool it is. Sure. Like, but I think like there was definitely mixed motivations where that selling of my soul was kind of like, I'm doing this, like it's not the best. Like, I don't feel like everyone needs this demo. And I feel like people aren't super engaged in it, but I want it to be part of like my resume, I want to be part of something I can talk about to Adobe people to kind of get more of a chance of getting a job at Adobe. So that was a great lesson to learn as we debrief with the team, how like not many people were engaged in this. So we don't really want to do these kinds of demos anymore. It was humbling for me because I realized like, it wasn't like, it was a selling of the soul in a way. It wasn't like the best thing to do for the community. And I just feel really cringe talking about it.
Yeah, we're getting real.
Yeah,
You got me there. That question.
Thanks.
Guilty. We got him.
Yeah, you take me.
Hey, at the end of the day, it got you the job. You landed your dream job at Adobe. Maybe because of that maybe that did help. That was after you built this entire community of creatives that were willing to even make the trek to San Francisco to be a part of this community. Like that was all built organically. Right. So I feel like maybe you might be a little too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like
that doesn't even sound like selling your soul, to be honest.
I thought he was going to say, I killed someone.
Oh, man.
It's not that bad, bro.
Like,
You're good.
like for you guys as like musicians, have you guys just like done shows or events in places that you have no connection or feeling towards before you get to a better spot? Like, is that kind of a rite of passage?
Valid. That's a valid question.
Man.
Right?
I think it's funny. We kind of touched on it on one of our episodes.
Yeah.
Just kind of like wacky gigs that we've had to do, which check out that episode. It's episode 3.
3? Yeah. Mode.
But I think every creative at some degree like has moments like that where we're just kind of like questioning, like, am I moving towards the right direction? Am I doing the right thing? We talk a lot about authenticity, am I authentic to who I am? But the paradox too is just like, we're constantly changing, learning, evolving. And so as you were sharing your story, I wouldn't necessarily fault you for that. It was experimental, which experimenting is part of the creative process. But I do understand where you're coming from too, because like it's the motivations. But to answer your question, plenty of times, man. Yeah. Like I'll just take the gig because it's good extra cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or because I'll be around other people that can help me maybe move forward. But that's kind of the name of the game too. But at the end of the day, like we do want to be as real as we can be, and on that, like that's why I'm so grateful for ECM, Exhilo, because I think whenever I'm there, it feels like real and raw and authentic. Like it's not forced for the most part, I'm just kidding. But like it genuinely, like, I'm one to go to a lot of different networking things, whether it's for business or for my music, but, Exhilo is different, man. Like just the environment there, what the culture that you fostered is just so like, you just feel like you belong. You feel like you're not judged. You feel like, you're just ready to, even probably the most introverted people can feel like they can just connect with someone. And I don't know about you guys, but I found some lifelong friends. So I think it's just amazing.
Looking at them, it does feel organic, because I don't want it to be like a networky thing or like how many accolades do I have compared to you? Like this comparison kind of a thing. Like I want people to go in feeling accepted and loved. I'm glad that that's how it feels.
It's anything but that, man. I mean, if anything, because I've been to different other networking events, and typically people want to flex on each other. People kind of measure up to the next person. But at Exhilo, like we're having fun. We're having jam sessions. We're just having a good time, man.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna. I have a question for Curtis. Like, given all the 2-3 years now that we've had with Exhilo, maybe more, right? 2-3 years
since 2022. So it's like,
oh my god,
almost
going on 4.
I know it's kind of weird. I can't imagine.
Where do you see? Like, what's your vision, man? Where do you see ECM going? Given all the amazing stuff that we've done now, like in the coming year, 1 year, 5 year, 10 years. I mean, I don't know.
Ooh.
Where do you see that going?
Yeah, it's a good job interview question.
What's your 5-year plan?
Yeah. I'm just like, I've been really happy to just keep it alive. It's just like wanting to do it once a month, like this cadence, like a rhythm. And it's a challenge for me because sometimes I don't want to go. And, it's like I go and I want to be like welcoming.
You're kind of stuck with it now.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a need that I want to like just continue to provide. But like for like, yeah, what's the plan? Like, I just want to keep it going. I think that's like the funny thing is I think maybe sometimes I need to think beyond and have like a vision. Maybe that's something I need to get help with. But when I had a meeting with all the other creators, like shout out to Madeline and Tim, Jason, Sammy, Dre, and then Kenny as the newest addition. We all met and we talked about like what we want to do with Exhilo Creator Meetups. And I remember, I think it was Madeline that mentioned it feels kind of like a family gathering. Like it's just this warm kind of just hang out with
Such
friends and family,
Yeah.
like your relatives, your cousins that, you guys have known each other for a long time and you're just catching up. Like I love that home feel that they describe it to be. So I don't want to lose that. And I don't want to lose that when there's like a lot of people or there's only a few people in the meetups. But for vision, it's like I just wanted to keep going. I think that's to be like available, to others. So I don't know, like that's something that definitely to think about as to, like, is there more, like, is there more to do, or is it just continue to provide that space? Like, I think that's where I'm landing right now is just to
like that.
continue to provide that.
I think it'd be really cool if ECM had workshops.
We actually, you know what? We tried switching it up. Last year was our first open mic.
It was a blast.
Yeah, we had so much fun.
The coolest thing was like, Jeremy was just doing it all. I was just watching it and enjoying it. It was crazy
I got
well.
Dad's blessing. I was just ready to. For real, like it was like a different aspect of ECM that we got to see because, kind of like, and this is not at all about me, but I think when I joined, I was asking like, is there a space for performing artists and creatives and other people that write, maybe not necessarily like graphic designers and videographers, but singers, poets, rappers, and stuff like that, which that's something I've been craving, like being around those kind of people and others outside of my, discipline of art. And so we decided, I think we just brought it up and said, hey, what if we just do like our first open mic to see how it goes? And just hella people came out. It was fun. Like the energy was there. And of course, Curtis was just chilling on the side, and it's cool that you just supported it and
You made it so easy for me.
Yeah, no, I'm just so like thrilled that you allowed us to do that, and that might be what the future looks like too. Just mixing it up more, and experimenting with fun stuff. Like there was people I never knew were part of our group that were just so talented, and then there was other people that just heard about it and just showed up, and now they're part of ECM. So it's just the movement keeps growing.
Yeah, something I could see happening in the future with future meetups is like a mini festival, right? Like on one part of the play, you'll have people performing, you'll have like an open mic, right? And then you'll have people selling their stuff like Dre's Lemonade or like just a vendor section, like a mini festival, right? Like super, super small. And then maybe you can scale from there, but just
life
combine it.
drawing.
Whoa,
Gotta have
Life-
people-
yeah.
you guys have way bigger dreams than me. This is inspiring to
They're
hear.
like
yeah.
pitching ideas, like it's Shark Tank.
Like a festival.
This is Shark Tank.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I could totally see that happening because thinking about all the talent that we have in this group, just a way to showcase everyone's skills, everyone's talent. When you're around like a bunch of other supportive, creative people,
Right.
like that's just a natural networking going on right there. Like you're seeing them in their element, like, oh man, you're pretty good at guitar, you're pretty good at singing, or you're selling, your art prints. And it's like this kind of the next level of just like people in a room together talking, but actually people in a room together showing off what you can do kind of all at the same time. I mean, that's going to require like probably a bigger location or just more planning, I guess. That would be awesome just to show up and just see people in their element. Videographers,
ECM Art
photographers,
Fest.
It's
It's gonna be like Coachella level.
Yeah.
I was inspired by the space. We did creative meetups at Coho in San Francisco. It's in Japantown. And they're a nonprofit. And they actually they were able to have this space for free. And they were able to do like hangouts, meetups, and workshops and poetry nights and whatnot. Like
Wow.
they got a space, and I was thinking like, wow, like how cool would it be? Because I want like have a space where people can connect and grow together, right? Like we are borrowing space like State Street Market, or when we went to Apple a bunch of times, or Google Experience. Like yeah, we like having a designated space where there's like maybe there's like a barista with coffee,
Dude.
selling merch like Note Bean Stationery. And
I think we're starting to hit that level of like when you said that, I got the chills, bro.
oh really?
It like because think about it, like when you start hitting that level of just not just community gathering but community impact, it's gonna change, like make a lot of changes not only in the city but in the Bay Area. Like think about how many like the next generation, like younger kids who will now have an outlet or a safe place to go to discover what they have or didn't know that they had. Like that's thinking next level. That's investing in the next generation. I'm all for that idea, man.
It's
That's
scary
amazing.
though.
Especially now more than ever when we're really seeing the consequences of being chronically online on your phones, not going outside, not socializing, like having an in-person place where you could go and you can express yourself and you can learn, new creative skills.
That's what we need.
Yeah, I think just having something like that would greatly, benefit some mental health of kids who, are usually the quiet introverts that are usually doodling in the corner, don't really talk to anyone. You've created such a great foundation over the last couple of years, and you've connected so many people. And, we've been able to hire each other for work. Like I've hired Jason for video work.
Yeah.
I've collaborated, with other people through these meetups. And I hope to see it just continue to thrive and expand and grow.
Yeah, like I love it. Like this connections are so meaningful, right?
How are you staying inspired to keep on growing in the creative field here in the Bay Area?
How I've been inspired is like actually seeing you guys doing stuff. Like the podcast, that's inspiring, right? Like when Dre squeezes a lemonade, it creates so much inspiration in my head. Like it's just a burst of inspiration just pops. Yeah, it is people around me for sure. 2025 was a really good year. Working my Adobe job, it's been really good. But I also was working on a pickleball paddle prototype that I brought actually to share
Oh,
you guys.
What?
No way.
Oh, we got some merch in the house.
Yeah, look at this. The pickleball paddle.
Dang.
Wow.
The carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
he's expanding his market.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Diversifying.
That is
clean.
crazy. Can we see it?
Yeah. So
I don't
it's
even play pickleball, but I want that.
oh yo. So it's a
Whoa.
prototype. But it is dual sided. So one side is like a different carbon fiber weaving, and the second is
see
like
it.
a different
That
fiber.
is clean.
Oh, wow.
bro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's supposed to like hit differently on each side, right? Kind of like a ping pong paddle.
Wow. So the texture or the pattern affects like
the way it responds, like the ball responds to the surface.
Is this like more absorbent than this side?
one is
This
yeah,
one-
one
this
kind
one
of
firm?
pops more, and the
Right.
other one kind of is more absorbent. Yeah, you're
Now
right.
you're
That's
getting
so
into
great.
physics.
That's,
Like,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The creativity, right? Like
Yeah.
just creating things is so stimulating and fun and
wow.
inspiring, right?
Wow.
from
So
clothes to
exercise
pickleball.
and sport can be inspiring for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that kind of segues into like 2025 was like the best summer I ever had because I was spending
Really?
like every single day, like 5 o'clock, I'd drive really fast to the park near my house to play
Nice.
pickleball for the rest of the day.
Oh man, now you're getting me
A lot
want
of
to play,
pickleball.
bro.
It's so fun. It's super therapeutic too.
That's the
Just
next
stuff.
meetup, guys.
Yeah. Pickleball meetup.
Pickleball.
Yeah, like we might do like a pickleball meetup, like next like March or April.
I'm down.
another dude.
Oh,
I've been
my
wanting to
gosh.
play. Yeah, I've
my
never
boy,
played before.
Kevin Chang was telling me about it, man.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Kevin.
Kevin.
We gotta have him on here. He's one of my dope,
Yes.
really good friends. He's also creative. He's a cook. He's a personal trainer. He does content creating. We gotta get him on here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome.
But
Yeah, he's very talented.
dude, I had no idea you were doing stuff like
Yeah,
this.
no
Now
idea.
you're literally
Let's go.
branching out
Yeah.
into a new market here.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it is a prototype, and we kind of put a pause on it for the rest of last year, and we're still thinking about it this year. Like, we do want to do it, but there's definitely a lot of hurdles. So manufacturing, and in order to get it like USAPA approved, it's like you have to send it to a few facilities, and it's gonna cost us like $1,500, you know, and all that kind of crazy stuff. And it's like there's no guarantees. So we want to like create the paddle. It's just figuring out the risks and
Yeah.
you know the hurdles we have to jump through, the Kickstarter that we might have to do, the 50 influencers we have to reach out to and send free paddles to. You know, like there's kind of a plan. Like I've been doing this with my housemate Sean, but he's amazing and he's got that really critical mind, and he's better at business strategy than I am. I just kind of like, I want to create it. It looks cool, you know, and
Yeah.
he can kind of come in and be like, hey, we need to talk to a bunch of influencers. We got to do this. We got to do Kickstarter, most likely, you know, to fund for paddles, and we got to buy like 100 or something like that. So it's like, it's helpful, but it's also daunting. So that's why we put a pause on it. But I thought it was cool to just show you guys, because that's part of my 2025 was bunch of pickleball and then working on this prototype.
Nice. I dig that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you're an entrepreneur. You have your own brand, literally, like as we had talked about. But what's that like from the business side? You kind of touched on it a little bit. But do you have a team? Do you have staff with you? You don't have a physical shop, right? Like I'm curious. Like I've never actually talked business with you, but like what does that look like for you?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I feel like pretty goofy as I think about like, how do I operate this business of mine, right? Like it started with passion, and it just kind of continues as passion.
Right.
But like, where's the brain and the strategy? Like I feel like I kind of lack some of that. So I feel like I need to do that more if I really want it to be like very profitable. Because right now it's like it is alive and it kind of serves its purpose in being a creative outlet for all these years. It's 2016, right? It's been 10 years basically
Is
doing
it an
Exhilo.
LLC or like
No, it's still a sole proprietor. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very
Happy
Thankfully,
anniversary.
Oh, thank
10-year
you.
anniversary of Exhilo.
It'll be in June.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like thankfully, like shirt doesn't choke anybody, or else then maybe I'll get sued, and I should have gotten an LLC. But thankfully, not. My shirts haven't like killed anybody.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, like as an entrepreneur, it's like what I wanted to do was just get a cool design on a shirt and have people wear it, and for me to wear.
So
it.
cool.
It's always been kind of like that, you know. It's funny because as a child, I love doodling. As a child, I wanted to create a shirt design and create a brand. So I'm doing that. So like, what should I kind of dive into more of the business aspect of it? You know, like that's something I'm still figuring out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like what you talked about earlier, I think, before we started the podcast. It's like sometimes we're creatives, we just jump in, we're just doing it, we're just kind of figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
You know, even with this podcast, it's like,
It's the best way to do it.
gotta
man.
execute and then
We're-
figure it out. Like,
We're building in public. I know this is going to take time to build up, and like anything good takes time to just figure out. And I feel like that's what we're doing now. Getting over the fear of being judged.
yeah, it's like, it's about being bad, like I said earlier, about getting bad at something in order to get good, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's the struggle when we see the best on social media, you know,
Dang.
whatever people are releasing. So I think there's a lot of silent voices out there that have all these potentials, but they're not actually like going out and not being afraid to be judged and posting, you know, their work.
Mhm.
So like, do your podcast, man. Like you do your gigs and everything. Like
Yeah,
that's what matters most, is like putting it out there and enjoying it.
exactly.
And I feel like with like creative meetups, it's like the people that I met through creative meetups, and the, you know, people I've met or the people that I've known for a while, like when they like my stuff, it means a lot more than, you know, 100 likes from all these strangers. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so cool. Like Anthony liked my posts, and I see James and Jeremy like my posts. It's like, oh, because like I know you guys and you guys are creators, and it's just a certain affirmation. So I love like the camaraderie, I guess, community brings.
Love
you know?
that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, because it's just more meaningful from you guys.
Art wise, career wise, what is this year looking like for you?
Yeah.
Are you looking to make a change? Are you looking to put out some more projects?
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be a challenge because my contract at Adobe actually ends in March. So I've been there for 2 years now,
Wow.
which is crazy.
Which flew by.
Yeah, and it's like, man, I really want to like stay at Adobe, and I did as much as I could. I pulled all the levers. I talked to all the executives and such, and like, unfortunately, just didn't have like budget. And just like, you know, I think maybe there's a couple of things I could have done, like, you know, find a guy who's in charge of budget, but that's kind of like, you know, I don't even know who that is, honestly. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge because like I I had to like look for work now. I'm in the job hunting space.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, March is
Been there.
next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yeah, it feels weird. But it's kind of like what I had done before I got my job at Adobe. It's like this belief in self. And it's super duper cliche, you know, thanks to Naruto and thanks to the beginning of time, you know, itself, you know, believe it. You know, it's like, you gotta believe in yourself. And it makes it easier when there's people like you guys around to believe with me, you know, and I think it's really impactful, you know, in that way.
I'm just so confident you're going to be okay. Like it's going to be great. It's going to be better. It's going to be an even better season for you. And I think just if looking at the past 1, 2, 3 years, like you have one heck of a resume, bro. Like there's like you are, and beyond work, beyond Adobe, like you have some very lasting impact on a lot of people's lives, you know? Of course, we all got to work. We talked about careers, but just strictly speaking, just from an inspirational point of view and like what you've done that have set people on a new path of just exploring their lives as creatives. Like you've done so much for the community, man. And just personally, I just want to say thank you because the Bay Area would not be the same without Curtis Ying. I'm going to say that right now.
Or you guys, right?
Yeah. No, man.
Seriously.
It's just mutual for real.
Oh,
Like,
thank you, man.
like I'm so like, I literally say this, but we would not have this podcast without you. So
Yeah, I'm glad I moved down to San Jose. I mean, I was living in Foster City, a couple of miles north of here, and creative scene in Foster City is non-existent. So the fact that I met Curtis within a couple months of moving down here, it just created a new wave of inspiration. One of my first gigs in downtown, he was there at 1 a.m.
yeah.
I played from 1 to 2 a.m. and he was there till the very end.
It was so
Wow.
good.
that's a real friend right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I did not expect you to be there, and you showed up at 1 a.m. Like, no way, Curtis is here, man. And like, I think we had just met, you know, kind of recently at that
Was
point.
this at a club or what?
It was at Guild House, yeah, in downtown. It's like a big,
Guild House. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to
It was
Guild
a good-
House.
shout
We've
out
had
to
some
Guild
good meetups
House.
there too.
yeah. So that was awesome. And
Yeah, you performed so well. It was worth it.
thank you, man. I'm glad you were there. That was like my first show. You know, yeah, after I met you, I was like, man, maybe I can do my own thing and you know, just put myself out there. If I put myself out there at the meetups, maybe I could put myself out there out on stage. You know.
Yeah.
So you inspired me to do that, and I'm still doing that. You know, I'm still very inspired by that first time we met.
You guys have any projects you're putting out this year? The direction this year?
Ooh, I'll share a little bit.
Yeah.
So, as you guys know, I'm a new dad. Life has been a little crazy, and we have touched on it in episode 3. I kind of unofficially put a pause on music in a little bit, and there's so much more we can talk about with that. But performances kind of have been obsolete in the past 3-4 months. But I do have a single that's getting ready to drop. It was supposed to drop last year, but you know, we're cleaning it up. I'm really, really excited to drop this one. So it's in the works. And plus I got like a whole vault of like 20 plus songs.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
This year, aside from all the getting things settled with, you know, with my new baby daughter, which she's amazing. Shout out to my daughter. But it's definitely some cool stuff that's going to be coming out from my end.
I just came back from Japan. Spent 27 days in Japan.
Wow.
And I got
jealous.
so inspired by the clothes there. And I've been thinking about this jacket that I have that I thrifted that I really want to make either out of leather or denim. Right now it's like a synthetic material, and I'm all about natural fibers. So that's what I really want to push out this year is a jacket.
Ooh, are you about to
Nice.
start a new clothing brand?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They got
do
some
it.
competition,
No,
bro.
No, it's good. It's all yours, buddy.
No, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of illustration. I've been doing video, photo, and I think it's time to do something material that you can wear. And that's my goal.
Dude, that's the awesome thing about creativity. It's like I love photography and videography, graphic design, product design, you know, clothing design. It's like you can just go in so many ways, you know,
Possibilities are
music,
endless.
Yeah.
right? You can go into DJing and mixing songs and all that sorts of things. Like
Yeah.
that's what keeps us like alive, you know?
Yeah,
Keeps us
absolutely.
get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What's brewing?
So I am a dad of a 1.5-year-old now. So I'm starting to find my footing in terms of schedules and all that stuff, getting a little bit more sleep. So I am probably going to take a break from DJing and focus more on composing. I've been just recording in this room that we're in right now. I have a drum set in here that I had to put in the other room so we could record. But I honestly, I've had this new wave of inspiration. It's a completely different direction. It's going to be a lot more organic. just like actual recordings of guitar and drums, and it feels really good because 1.5 years of being a new dad have just been like, it's tough, man. Just the lack of sleep and just the like psychological changes. I know you can probably.
I can attest.
Yeah,
it's different.
There's there's just so many different gears that running in my brain right now. Like
We're like,
it's a lot to keep track of. I think. But now that I feel like my brain is starting to acclimate to that higher level of just activity and just like distractions all the time.
Right.
Now I'm turning that into inspiration and, trying to focus that into something else. That's where I'm at right now. And then of course also editing this podcast and trying to help this podcast grow, getting new guests. I want to reach out to Jason, Madeline, Dre,
Nice.
Sammy, all of them. So hopefully we can get a good roster going. Yeah, just keep the momentum going. That's all I want to do. Just keep the momentum going and see how this grows. Because I love starting new things. I love starting new projects like this. Just coming up with like logos and like color palettes and typography, like fonts.
I remember on like the first or second podcast, I remember you were like in Notion and you were like creating like those entire like base work, like the frame of the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, James is going in.
It's kind of like a manic thing. It's like just like exponential like wave of inspiration and just like and then it comes back again. I just hit my head out. Dude, exactly what I'm talking about. Slow-mo.
No, low key. I mean, this is not even to toot our own horns, but there's like a lot of genius in this room. Like, I'm so inspired, and that's the beauty of community. Just this constant inspiration, bouncing off of each other. Sometimes it's just proximity, right? Like just the energy and out of conversations, or like hearing. Like, I'm glad you asked that question because sometimes it's just as simple like, what are you working on? Like, that totally sparks a whole new thing. And that's what I love about the aspect of community. So good stuff, man.
It's cool.
Whatever direction you're going this year, Curtis, whether it's still creative or whether you're still doing design work, I'm sure you're going to find something that you're going to flourish in.
Thanks. Yeah. Different seasons of life.
He's going to start a singing career. I don't know if everyone knows this.
A lot of auto-tune.
This guy can dance. I don't know. I know OG Curtis. This guy has got moves.
Yeah,
We need to find some footage. No, this guy can dance, but it's just amazing. You just continue to surprise me, man.
Another form of creativity, like I said. Oh, thanks for remembering that.
We got to open up the dancers. We don't have a lot of dancers right now.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
Dancing workshop.
Anthony, you got that.
That's right. Anthony's the dancer here too.
Yeah.
I love his dancing.
Love that, man.
Yeah. All right. Curtis Ying, the first official guest on Heavy Rotation. Thank you so much.
Dude, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Curtis.
This guy. The
Appreciate
man,
y'all.
the legend.
All right.
You heard it here first at Heavy Rotation. Peace.
Let's go eat some pizza. All right. Bye.
Hey, that was clean. That was fun.
Yeah.